Jason finished grading my samples, so it's time for our regularly scheduled things flowers made in digital fabrication class. Okay, this is a bowl. This is the most boring thing, who cares? This is a comb, and this is a ball of yarn. These were made with the vacuum press, and it was extremely exciting to use because you trap a big sheet of plastic in a frame, and then you hold it up to a heating element, and the plastic starts to get so hot that it like sags down, and you can wear a heat-resistant glove and poke it like this, and it's like touching canvas or like some kind of fabric. That's how soft it is. So you can just like play with that for a while. That's very fun. And then two people hold the frame at either end, and you bring it straight down, and then turn on a vacuum, and it just, the plastic seals to whatever objects you had underneath, just in an instant, and the shape of them appears like really detailed. You can see all the individual pieces of yarn. So that was very cool. And then I have my balsa wood box. My vision in my brain was that I would just easily be able to put this together and take it apart, like Lincoln logs is what I was thinking of. But because it's made of balsa wood, it's so fragile that I couldn't get it to form a box shape. It would just fall over, and the wind blew it over twice, and it was so I ended up having to glue it together. I'm gonna make one in a slightly thicker material that's like a sort of between cardboard and plywood. I don't remember what it's called, but I think that one's thicker enough that I'll just be able to take apart and reassemble a box like this easily. Here's Michigan and the Great Lakes, except for Lake Ontario, because fuck Lake Ontario. It doesn't directly touch Michigan, and I don't have any like fond memories associated with that lake, so I left it out. Also, it's connected just by like a river to Lake Erie, so it would have been very thin and would probably have snapped off. This took 2 hours to make because so I wanted to get really detailed like edges of where the lake is, so we had to use a really small drill bit, but because it was so small, it also didn't take off a lot of the wood, so it was like very hard to see. So we basically had to go over everything twice, and every like line here represents a pass of the drill bit. So doing just all of that took an hour alone, probably more. But the outline was pretty fast. And then you have this hole here because in my Illustrator file there was like a hole there where there isn't any lake or land. It's just empty. But the drill bit wasn't small enough. We'd use a large drill bit to make the outside go faster. So it knew that there was supposed to be like a blank space there, but it wasn't able to accurately outline that blank space, so it just like went in, went out. But I guess I could hang it by this, except it's kind of sideways if I do that, so dunno. Then a tiny little box that I made with a sort of sun pattern on the top. I really wanted it to just perfectly snap together, but you can see that there's a line there where it doesn't. But I'm pretty happy with it anyway. So small, cute. This one was like a prototype, and where's it? So you can see kind of that there are these really like schlubby edges, because I printed it just like this. So the base has very clean, smooth lines, but then because it was building up slowly out, the filament would sort of droop while it was still hot and produce this. I mean, it's kind of an interesting texture. I'm sure Jason would think it was an interesting texture. Hard to see there. But I wanted like smooth, clean lines. So I made another version where I printed just the base, and then I printed the bowl part like this, so that the lines would like build up and get smaller at the top, and it would be smoother looking. And that turned out really well. It's hard to see the lines in the lighting, but it looks good. And then I glued them together at the end. And this one also has a lid. So I think it's very cute. I'm very happy with it. I thought about modeling the thing you pick up on the lid, the handle, to look like a piece of bamboo, but I decided that was too much work, and I gave up. But yeah, so I'm happy with everything I've made. The project that I really want to do, but I don't think I can yet, unfortunately, because the scanner is like hidden under a big tarp. I don't know what that's about. It might just be that Jason hasn't demoed it yet. But I really, really, really want to scan my face and like my hands, and then cut them off in the scan, not in real life, and then have like spooky face and hands coming out of the wall, like I think that would be really fun. So I really hope that the scanner will be available soon so I can do that. I think it'll take forever to print though. So that's my exciting update.